Well, a great big howdy hyena to you. Howdy hyena from Central Valley, California, where it's foggy as pea soup. And I don't mean Peterson's. But it's so foggy you can't even see the neighbor out there. It's so foggy you can probably cut a chunk of it out. But if you go on the other side of that hill right there, then you really get foggy. You know what I mean? I mean, it's so foggy you probably can't even see your own hand in front of your face. That's called Thule frog, my friend. Thule fog. Pure survival. So this is the second time I'm making this because the first time the signal cut out. So I'm hoping that it'll act right. I've got my phone right there. Usually I have it right here or on the windowsill, but it's only 17%, so I've got to keep it right there. So let's keep it real. I'm just checking the signal, and let me turn off this heater. This might be a little bit annoying. Okay. So what do you got going on today? It's Wednesday, hump day, and I don't mean do the hump. It's just that, dun dun dun, dun dun dun, do the hump. Talk to lady. Okay, so I did a video for about 15 minutes. Now I gotta start the whole thing all over again. That must be what it's like when people are recording music and they made them do it over and over and over. That's horrible. Okay, so I'm checking my signal here, but I'm on the wrong thing. Okay, so just let me check the signal here before I get started. Okie dokie. So, why? What the hell? Oh, this is this phone. Hold on. Okay. Just checking my signal. Doesn't look that great. Just checking my signal. Okay, let me see how much juice I got on this one. Okay, I got 34%, so that should be enough. I'll just monitor it. I'll keep my eye on it, and if I have to, I'll disconnect it and put it up on the windowsill. I think it'll be okay with 37%. Let me put it up on the windowsill. Okay, but I was planning on taking off so that I can. I was gonna do the video from the car, but it's important. So, and besides, it's foggy, so you know, if it's full, then go after midnight. Morning will come and the day will see if you're gonna get some. That's Nowie for Toddle. One of the girls that I told you around this era, there was a whole ton of girls who started just knocking out #1 hits, and she was one of them. And so I need hot chocolate because last month, December, was very cold. Probably even some of November. I don't remember exactly, but I know December was very cold to where my feet were cold and my hands were cold. So I was using hot chocolate, and it works immediately. It alleviates cold feet and and cold hands because of the cinnamon. I'm using organic cinnamon sticks in my hot chocolate. And so I was like, well, the best chocolate that I could find, okay, because the hot chocolate that's available at the store is no good because it uses aluminum in the chocolate and some other crap and white sugar. And on the other video that I started just a minute before it failed, I was explaining that the people, the consumers, need to be educated on sugarology and flourology. Not flowers that the bees go over and pollinate. I'm talking about the kind of flour that you make bread with, that you make tortillas with, that you make beer batter for deep frying your fish in, that you make tortillas for your burritos, okay? Your cookies, your pastries, your pies. It all uses flour. I see you in the comments, people. So people need to be educated in flourology and sugarology because I think these are the two main culprits that's making us fat, and it's given us the D word and it's given us the H word. These are the two main ailments that everyone is afflicted with after drinking this crap and consuming this crap. So these are the two culprits because it's in everything. Flour and sugar. That's what they sabotaged. It's not flour and sugar. It's some garbage crap that has all the nutrients stripped out of it. Okay? These are the two things. Sugar and flour. Okay? So I was saying, starting with the sugar. The sugar is confusing because when on the ingredients, when you're reading your product, like this candy bar, and you read the ingredients in here, if it says sugar, what that really means is white sugar. Okay? That's the white sugar. It's been ultra processed, ultra refined, and it's mostly more than 80% sucralose. Okay? And that's no bueno. That's very bad. And so it should not be called sugar when they put it on the label. It should be called stripped sugar. Okay? And it's confusing for the consumer. And it's probably designed to be confusing. Because instead of writing stripped sugar for the bad shit, what they do is say that the good stuff is cane sugar. Okay? It should not be. The good stuff should not be labeled cane sugar. It should be labeled raw, organic. No, it should be labeled raw sugar. Okay? And so it's confusing for the people because when they buy the shitty sugar, which is white sugar, it says pure cane sugar. So they're confusing the people by labeling the good sugar cane sugar when you read it on the ingredients. And you go to the store and you see a package of white sugar and it says pure cane sugar. It should not be labeled pure cane sugar because it's not. It's 80% sucralose. It should be labeled pure cane stripped sugar. Okay? And so I'm making hot chocolate, okay? And I'm trying to get rid of the sugar and the flour. And I'll tell you about the flour here in a minute. Okay, so I need some hot chocolate. And the best chocolate I could find to make my hot chocolate, because I'm not using the stuff that comes in a pack, the powder stuff that you pour in to make your hot chocolate, because it's got aluminum in it. Okay? So I decided to go with the candy bar because the candy bar does not have aluminum in it. Okay? And so this is the best one I could find because it has caramel in it already and it's milk chocolate. You don't have to add milk because it's already got milk in it. It's milk chocolate with caramel. Okay? And sea salt. So this is the best chocolate I could find because it doesn't have aluminum in it and I can make hot chocolate with it. Also happens to be the cheapest chocolate on the market, least expensive. It's the most inexpensive chocolate on the market that I could find. It's at Dollar General's store. Okay? And the only bad thing about it is that it's loaded with sugar. Okay? But not good sugar. If you read the ingredients, the first thing it says is sugar. So if someone cleans this product up, it's a piece of cake for them to put raw cane sugar in it. All they have to do is stop ordering the shit sugar, poison crap. Stop ordering the white sugar, and next time they order sugar, order raw cane sugar. Then when you run out of that shitty white sugar, start making the candy bars with the raw cane sugar. Then go on the computer and change the label from sugar to raw cane sugar. And this will be the best chocolate on the market. Even if it's not organic chocolate, it'll be the best chocolate that's on the market. Okay? And when and if they do that, stick to the manufacturer who's the first one to do it. To teach these mofos that you don't appreciate them freaking barbecuing your ass, roasting you, barbecuing your ass. You don't appreciate them poisoning you when you know they know damn well they are doing it. So don't go back to that product because they already know right now. The first one that cleans it up, stick to that product for at least a year. Okay? These are available at Dollar General. And I use them to make hot chocolate. And I add organic cinnamon stick. And it works wonders. Now, I don't like having the sugar, but I don't have a choice. it's too difficult to make hot chocolate. You have to get all the ingredients perfectly right, or else it doesn't taste good. With this, you can just drop it in. You take about this much of it, right? You just drop it in the water, boil the water, and you got hot chocolate. You drop your cinnamon stick in it, and it comes out perfect every time. Everything's already measured. But it's got to have the caramel and the sea salt. That's what makes the hot chocolate taste good. Okay? So all they have to do is clean up the sugar, and this will be the best chocolate on the market, which also happens to be the least expensive. The other stuff, it's probably 3 times more expensive than this. So I got all these to help me make it through the night. Whoa, 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 whoa. Absolutely necessary when you live in the cold. Okay? Now, moving on to the flour. Okay. A long time ago, I had a lady to love. Doom, do, doom, do, doom. She made me think of things I never thought of. How many of you remember that song? Raise your hand. Okay. Now, moving on to flourology. You know that flour is used to make everything. It's used to make bread. It's used to make tortillas, cookies, cakes, pies, pastry, and you got it, donuts. You know the donuts, you go to the donut shop, the bakery in the morning. Okay? What do you think they make that out of? Flour. Okay? So, they got different kind of flour. They've got bleached flour, no good. They got enriched flour, garbage. They got bleached, enriched flour, trash. They got unbleached, enriched flour, absolute crap. Okay? The only ones that are good are flour and whole wheat flour. And the only good ones are wheat flour and whole wheat flour. Okay? Not any of this enriched crap. Okay? That just means they freaking jacked it up and turned it into poison. And it's in everything. Look at your tortillas. Look at your pies. Look at your fish. Look at your onion rings. It's all made with flour. All your deep fried food. You know how people love deep fried food? It's delicious. I just bought me a pack of onion rings and a pack of wild caught batter dipped fish. Gordon's. Wild caught. I didn't even look at the ingredients. I said, I don't care. I'm buying them, to hell with it. Right? Onions good and fish is good. And so I ate all the fish because it's excellent. And then last night I started to eat the onion rings. And I'm like, damn, I felt bloated, and because I've been eating everything organic, right? And getting rid of the white sugar. And I'm like, I'm going to see what's in this stuff. So I went over to the Walmart app. I pulled up no, that's not how it happened. I said, I want some onion rings that are beer batter dip because the beer battered fish was excellent. And I had bought the Walmart brand onion rings, and it's not beer batter. It's a crunchy type crap, right? So I said, I'm going to look for some onion rings that are beer battered. So while I was in there, they actually do have beer battered onion rings. But while I was in there, I said, I'm going to look at the ingredients. Why did this stuff made me feel all bloated and nasty? So I went in and I looked in the ingredients and all kinds of nasty stuff in there. Bleached flour, enriched flour, and some other nasty garbage stuff. I'm like, I'm just gonna throw those. I'm gonna throw those away. And so I said, well, let me check out the fish, the Gordon's fish. I said, I bet you it's the same damn thing. So I went over and I went into the app and I pulled up and seen the ingredients, and I was surprised. The first ingredient was wheat flour. Okay, so that's pretty good. But they sneak in down at the bottom. They're sneaking in a little bit of the garbage stuff. Like I heard that modified cornstarch is bad. Okay, so they're still trying to get away with this. So they're cleaning up their act, but we have to stay on them. We have to educate the consumers, right? And let them know that we're on to them. And that's how they're cleaning the stuff up. And once the stuff becomes available, you get people showing it to people, and the other ones, their freaking stocks take a nosedive, which is exactly what they deserve. Okay? And so all of your frozen food should have crime tape on it because it's just like the bread aisle. The bread aisle should have crime tape on it because it's a crime scene for them to be using this effed up flour in the bread. Okay? When there's no need to do that, that's freaking bullcrap. They're doing it on purpose. This is what's effing everybody up. The sugar and the flour. There's only one good bread up on the shelf at Walmart. That's Dave's Killer Bread. If you want to get some good sourdough bread, kiss your ass goodbye if you think you're going to find it in Walmart. You have to go to Aldi. Aldi has sourdough bread with 3 ingredients in it: wheat flour, sea salt, and water. And that's a crime. And Walmart was also doing something else. Oh yeah. Walmart. I went to Walmart to look for some pasture raised eggs because these are the most nice that they can treat the chickens and the best for you. Okay? This is what I just read. And so they had these eggs, and I was telling people, these are the best. I said, cage free, free range, those are pretty good compared to what they're doing to these chickens is freaking horrendous. You have to at least get cage free or free range. Okay? And the best you can do for the chicken is to get the pasture raised eggs. So I told everybody, I said, they come in a black carton. It's the Vital brand, right? And it says pasture raised eggs. And I walked into Walmart and I couldn't find any anywhere. The whole shelf was completely empty. Half of the egg rack was completely empty. Like, well, it must have sold out. So next time I went in there, same thing. And so I just grabbed the cage free eggs, which are pretty good because they were double yolkers. But I looked over and I saw the ones that were in the plastic, and I was like, they were brown. I preferred to get brown eggs, but I was like, those must not be, they must not be pasture raised, right? And so they must be cage free. So I'd rather buy eggs in a carton, paper carton, than in a plastic. So now I go and I said, what the hell happened to these pasture raised eggs at Walmart? Because this is a freaking crime for them not to be, providing pasture raised eggs on the shelves for the people to support these farmers being nice and good to the chickens. And while I was in there, I found out that the ones in the plastic are pasture raised eggs. This is freaking something goofy is going on. Why don't they put a sign out there? Pasture raised eggs, right? They're making it difficult for the people to freaking identify this stuff. So now I got to go down to Walmart and get myself some pasture raised eggs. If I'd have known there was pasture raised eggs there, I would not have bought the ones that I did. Knowing that there was pasture raised, I thought they were out. It's on top of the package. You have to read it on top of the package. Okay? And they don't even cost very much more. And if you saw how those chickens are treated, you would never buy the other ones again. Unless you're a devil. Okay. So, yeah. It's in all of the frozen food section. All that stuff could have good flour, right? All of it could have good flour in it. The frozen burritos, right? The onion rings, okay? And all your fish sticks, all that stuff in the frozen food section. Your pies, they're all using the freaking jacked up flour. They need to straighten up and get rid of that shit right now and use wheat flour, right? Wheat flour doesn't mean it's brown. I think. I'm not sure. I'll get the sourdough bread and then I'll read the ingredients to you, let you see it, because sourdough bread is not brown, it's white. Okay? What I'm trying to say is they could change this stuff overnight. It's not going to affect the taste. It probably tastes better. Okay? There's no problem for them to get rid of this garbage shit. They're doing it on purpose to F the people up, to freaking rake in the cash on you being not well. On you being not well is the third largest industry in the nation, off you being not well. The second largest industry is the food industry. So what do you think they're doing to it? Poisoning it to make you not well. Our bread is not allowed in Europe. It's against the law because of the crap, this unbleached flour that they're using, or the bleached flour that they're using. It's against the law to import it into Europe. It's the sugar and the flour. That's how they're jacking the people up, because the people are ignorant. They're uneducated to this crap. I'm barely starting to catch on to it. I've been hearing it for years and years, but now that I'm paying attention to it, trying to find some good stuff. So there's some onion rings actually that are made with beer batter. All they have to do is get rid of that crappy ass flour that they're using, and this will be excellent. So when one becomes available, I'll be the first one to show it to you. Okay, but as it is right now, they're not available. Okay. Yeah, so my teacher, I took pharmacy. I took a pharmacy technician. I used to be a pharmacy technician. And my teacher, the instructor in that class, he had told us he was Arabian. which, by the way, there used to be some Arabians in Kalinga, the small town over here. And at the Fast Trip gas station, they used to make these like burritos. They were called hot sticks, and they were made with roast beef, which I bought me some roast beef out there, right? And they got good roast beef out. And and so I finally bought me some. I never saw it there before. And they used to make these things that were called hot sticks. And it had in a tortilla, it had roast beef, tons of cheese, I guess cheddar cheese, tons of cheese, tons of butter, and I guess, I don't know, maybe they use jalapenos or something. They use some kind of hot chili pepper. And these things were excellent. So I've never seen these anywhere else before. So I'm thinking it's from Arabia. I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know where they get, I don't know who invented it. I don't know if the people in Kalinga invented it and that he started making them. I don't know where they came from, but they used to be called hot sticks, and they were um, excellent. And so when they took off, when they left, they stopped making hot sticks. You can't find them no more. So we need to find out who came out with that recipe and bring it back. So I'm trying to make myself some. Of course, I'm not using tortillas because you can't find tortillas that are made with good flour. Um, so I'll probably use Dave's Killer Bread and put some jalapenos and some cheese and some butter, but I don't think it's going to come out very good. Okay, but yeah, the roast beef is excellent. Excellent. That's what I'm going to have here in a little while. But anyhow, my teacher, the instructor, there was a little class in Fresno, and it was a neat little class. There was only a few people in the class. I think there was like maybe 6 people. And let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, probably like 6 people. And 7 including myself. And he had said that, we were talking about food. I don't know why, but we were talking about food. And he said that tortillas, and everyone was different age. Like there was an older lady, she was very nice looking, blonde older lady. Then there was a real young chick, and then 2 medium young, a couple, and 1 white dude. Well, can you say that? 1 dude in there, and because it was racially diverse. I mean, the older white lady, she was white too, but the other us were Mexican, so it was racially diverse. But that was it. We didn't have no Asians, no Hmongs, no FBAs in that class. But anyhow, so I was taking a pharmacy technician class, and the instructor said that tortillas are too hard to digest. Okay. And now I understand why. Okay. It's because they're made with the crappy ass freaking sabotaged, destroyed flour. They're not using wheat flour. They're using enriched, bleached, crap ass crap. Okay. 99% of them. And so that's all I've got for you right now. And so stay tuned. I see you people If it says sugar, it's white sugar. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why it said we need a sugarology class and a wheat, and a flourology class, because unless these people see it, show them the products, they're not going to know what the hell you're talking about. And I think there's probably some type of hypnosis going on that makes it even more difficult for the people to understand. I finally am understanding it now. And I'm seeing all this product. I'm like, these dirty mofos, dude. They're poisoning you right in front of your face. This stuff is not even allowed in other countries. It's illegal to import this shit into other countries because they're not as stupid as all these people who've been dumbed down by their government, by greedy freaking multi-billionaire corporate companies who have conspired with the two largest industries there are, conspired to make your ass sick, and doing it right in front of your face because you're dumb enough to let for them to do it to you. They can't get away with that crap in other countries. They're not so dumb. They're not so dumbed down. They're coming over here like vultures to take over. If you haven't noticed, look around you. Okay? All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm still waiting for the fog to burn off so that I can go get me some of these pasture-raised eggs from Walmart. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you on the next video live stream. Stay tuned.